Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm Leah Dixon. I'm coming here from Port Coquitlam, and I'm here to show you a little bit of simple stamping today, and I'm going to be using the in colors from 2017 to 2019. So for those of you who don't know, Stampin' Up! Brings in 5 new colors each year and keeps them around for 2 years. These ones are coming to the end of their 2 years and will be retiring officially as of June 4th, but they will be put onto the retiring list on April 15th. And typically what happens when retiring colors go onto that list on April 15th, they go quickly. They sell out. So I have here my 5 colors. Good morning, Val. And I also just recently picked up my re-inkers for each of these 5 colors and an extra pack of paper. Especially, I actually got 2 extras of the Fresh Fig and Berry Burst because I love those colors so much. So you do, if you own these colors, you do want to make sure to grab your re-inkers because that will be the first thing to go. And if you don't have these colors but love them, especially like this Lemon Lime Twist and the Berry Burst Wow, you want to make sure you grab those before they're gone, because when they're gone, they are gone forever. So that's just a quick bit of information about these 5 colors. I'm sad to see them go. I've really enjoyed working with them. So today I'm going to show you, is one card done many, many ways with the different colors. So I'm just going to move these out of the way so we can get started. And I'm going to grab just a piece of white cardstock. Here we go. And I'm going to get started stamping. I'm going to start in the Tranquil Tide today. So this is the darker green. And I've got a sentiment that says, "Thank you very much." This is from the Butterfly Gala stamp set, which is somewhere on my desk. Here we go. Sticky notes attached to it. So here's our Butterfly Gala stamp set, and I'm using the "thank you very much" saying for this card that I'm working on. So I've got this on a block. It is on a block that's much too big. I've got a lot of my blocks packed up right now for a class I'm going to be teaching, and so I'm just making do with what I have left in my stamp room. So there we go. I've stamped that in the Tranquil Tide. You can set that to the side now. And then I'm going to grab these butterflies, and here you can see the butterflies in the Butterfly Gala actually come attached, the large one and the small one. So if you've been looking at cards and seeing people have them just perfectly centered and lined up, it's because they actually come that way. I do know that some people have actually cut them apart so that they can stamp that little butterfly a little more easily wherever they'd like. I'm going to show you a little trick right now on the inside of our card, how we can stamp that little guy without detaching him, because I actually find it easier to stamp him without detaching him than it is to try and line them up later on. So I've actually just got 2 sticky notes, and I'm just going to stick them together. This way I can ink up my stamp and still come in here and stamp my little butterfly without having the larger butterfly on here. So my post-it notes are my best friend in my office. I use them a lot for doing all kinds of masking. That one's a quick and simple mask. I just love it. And actually that looks a little lonely, so I think I'm going to do another little butterfly down here. Just going in the other direction. There we go. And you know what? Rule of 3s. I think I didn't get those lined up quite right. There we go. That'll be a good angle. Yeah, I know, Val. Isn't it great that we can just grab those sticky notes and do so much with our stamps? There we go. So 3 little butterflies on the inside. I'm going to set that. Oh no. Oh well, that'll work. I just realized that I am so used to making cards that are vertical, and this card is actually going to be a horizontal one, but it's actually going to look fine having those in the corner like that. they're not too off, so that's fine. All right, now the rest of this card was inspired by my children. I was stamping and playing around with different ideas. The actual inspiration for this card came from a demonstrator in the UK named Kim Fee, and I saw her very simple stamped card with this butterfly, and I just thought, oh, I have to do that. But my boys inspired me to switch it up a little bit, go a little bit crazy with the colors. And so I'm taking the Tranquil Tide and this Lemon Lime Twist. And this Lemon Lime Twist, my kids like to call it the Gatorade color. So yeah, this is the Gatorade card. And they just loved it. They had me stamp the inside of this with the Lemon Lime Twist. And now you notice here, the stamp to color in this butterfly is 2 pieces. And so I've just put it on the same block, but on opposite sides. That way I won't get any extra ink anywhere where I don't want it. And I didn't have to try and line it up perfectly. If I was using my Stamparatus, then I probably would have mounted them both on one and stamped it all in one go. But I really do want to keep this simple and show people how with limited supplies you really can do so much. I have a lot of new demonstrators who have signed up with me just recently, so they do have limited supplies. Some of them are brand new to Stampin' Up, and so I just want everybody to see that you really, you know, with a little bit of patience, you can make some really beautiful cards. So now I'm going to grab, I did the same thing, the 2 stamps on one block, just on opposite sides. I've got the body of our butterfly, and I don't like how that kind of showed through, so I'm going to just stamp it a second time. And the little antennae. All right, and then we have our larger body. And I'm going to stamp that one a second time as well. And these clear blocks are great because it makes it so easy to line things up and be able to do that double stamping. All right, so now my boys informed me that as much as the Lemon Lime Twist looks like Gatorade, it's not Gatorade enough because Gatorade is orange and green. So we grabbed a pumpkin pie marker and we just went over the little dots on the edges of the wings. And the Lemon Lime Twist is actually a light enough color that we were able to color right over top of it with the pumpkin pie, just to add a little bit of that orange color in here to make it truly the Gatorade butterfly. They were thrilled with the results. So here we go, just finished coloring that in. And I love that I've used the Tranquil Tide, so it's such a dark background. I don't have to be super careful when I'm coloring to stay in the lines. I can kind of just run this over quickly and it doesn't show up. All right. So I will show you this same card in some other color patterns or color combos using those same in colors that are going to be retiring, and show you how just by changing your color you can create such a different look to a card. So now to finish up this card, we're just going to take a piece of the Tranquil Tide cardstock, and I've cut this at 5 1/4 by 4, which is a perfect layer for a standard card front. And then this piece was cut at 5 by 3 3/4. So basically reducing a 1/4 inch for each layer is a good rule of thumb for creating a card. You can do smaller borders, I often do, but when you start working with the 1/8 of an inch, then you have to be very steady and sure of yourself as you're lining things up and layering them. So for a beginner, I would definitely say let's do 1/4 inch increments, and you will always be pleased with the way it looks. So a standard card front is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and that's just taking a single sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 and cutting it in half and scoring it in half will give you those dimensions. So I'm going to go over here. I always keep a stack of thick Whisper White cardstock beside my desk. It's already cut and scored so that I can just fold this and, oh, now I had already stamped them. Darn it. Okay, we'll use that for another card. I had already stamped these beautiful butterflies inside, and I should really go ahead and put some lemon lime twist on them. I'm going to keep the ones inside quite simple. I'm not going to bother with the bodies and the antennae. They look just as cute without all of that extra. There we go. I love how those solid stamps allow you to just instantly color a butterfly. And then if you wanted to add some accent colors, because I stamped in such a light color, I could go over that with a marker or something and add in some more details. And this one is just going to get glued to the front. And voila, super simple stamping. If you wanted to, if you had the supplies at home, you could add some rhinestones and bling it up a little bit, or, you know, add some rhinestones to the body of the butterfly. Another one that looks really nice with this is the colorful pearls. What are they called? I always forget. The Share What You Love Artisan Pearls. This is the Tranquil Tide, and we could put a little accent of those green pearls on there. But because I'm really trying to show you some simple stamping today and how you can create with so few products, I'm just going to keep it like this, and I'm quite happy with how that one looks. So this is my Boys Gatorade card. I'm going to show you a little bit more of an elegant look to this card. It's exactly the same stamping though. So I'm going to grab my chamois. There it is. Grab my Simply chamois, and I keep it in a DVD case. Stampin' Up! Does sell these in packs of 4, I believe. And I'm just going to clean up my stamps so that I can switch colors. And I just want you to see how simple the Simply chamois is. I'm really just stamping this until it's clean. There's no chemicals here, nothing. It's just water on the chamois. So really nice. Makes it eco-friendly and very fast. All right, and my words. Okay, I'll even pick this up and use it like a cloth to wipe off my Stamparatus if I'm using my Stamparatus. So with that done, we can move on to our next card. So for our next card, I'm going to be using the powder pink. And because it's a little bit light, I am going to accent it with the smoky slate. So we're going to start with the smoky slate for our words. There we go. Oh, that wasn't very straight. So here's the other great thing. Every piece of cardstock has 2 sides. So just flip that right over. Take a little bit more care to line that up. There we go. Much better. All right. Now I'm going to stamp my butterflies in gray as well. Done with those. And I'm going to stamp the insides of my butterflies with my powder pink. So you can see how light that is. If I wanted that darker, I actually could stamp it more than one time. And I will show you that with the larger butterfly. I just realized I didn't clean those pieces, so I'm just going to do that quickly here. All right, so I'm going to take the top wings and stamp them, and then I'm going to do the bottom wings, but I'm actually going to stamp them twice, and it just makes it slightly darker. Just to add a little bit of interest to that. Now I am going to do the centers of my butterfly. Because I'm using the smoky slate and it's a much lighter color, you can actually see a lot of the butterfly through there. So I am just going to make sure that I stamp that 2 or 3 times just to really cover that up. And that's another time when the Stamparatus is a great tool, because then you don't have to worry about lining it up and getting it just right. The Stamparatus will do that hard work for you. But as you can see, it's quite a forgiving stamp set, and I'm really not having too many troubles just on my own. And there we go. We have our card stamping completed. I know, isn't it great that we can just flip the paper over, Val? It's one reason why I always make sure to stamp before I adhere anything. because, yeah, once you've glued things together, it's a little bit trickier. So I'm going to take this, take my green glue again. I know lots of beginners also like to use the snail, and that would work here just as well. I'm just not really a snail person. I put it out at my classes because I do know that people find it easier, but I am just old school liquid glue. Okay, here we go. So hopefully you can't hear too much of the rummaging in the background. I've got both my boys home this morning because we're off to the dentist at 10:30, and my youngest is upstairs playing with Lego right now. It's all I can hear in the background. Hopefully you're not having to listen to that as well. Okay. And see what a different look that gives us. I mean, that could be like a thank you card for a wedding or something. It's just very elegant, you know, in comparison to the bright colors of the Gatorade card. So, you know, the same stamp set, two different looks entirely. And it's just so nice that we can create such a different feel with the different colors. So I'm going to show you one more card, and I am going to use the exact same stamping technique, but with our last two in colors. I just got a little bit of glue on here that got stuck to the back of one of my cards. Get rid of that. All right, so we're going to be stamping with the Fresh Fig and Berry Burst, and we're actually going to combine them together. I've got my Fresh Fig here, and ink that up. There we go. And so the Fresh Fig is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous deep purple. I just love it. You may have noticed I actually didn't take the time to clean these. I just kind of stamped them off on the side because I was using the Smoky Slate. It's a very light color, especially in comparison to this Fresh Fig. So I just went straight into stamping. So that is the Fresh Fig, just gorgeous. And then we're going to actually accent it with the Berry Burst. So now this one had the light pink, so I don't need to be worried about that. All right. And I'm going to take that and right over top. See how beautiful those two colors combine? Just unreal. There we go. And our last one. Voila. All right. Absolutely love those colors together. Wow. Okay. And we'll use our Fresh Fig to do those centers of the butterfly. There we go. And even though it's a darker color, I am going to do it more than one time. There you have it. All right, so that one's completed. And then we actually can use this card and give it two completely different looks depending on what we mount it on, whether we use the Fresh Fig or the Berry Burst. I want it to be a really fun spring look though, so we're going to use the Berry Burst for this. And grab some glue. So yeah, if you are loving these colors as much as I am, you definitely want to make sure to snag yours and your refills, ribbons and stuff to go with it as well if you're really loving these colors. And if you do it before April 15th, you will have a better chance of for sure getting them. April 15th, when that retirement list comes out, people tend to put in large orders for all the things that they don't want to see go. And the inks go quickly. Here we go. This Berry Burst. Oh, so beautiful. I am curious to see what they bring in and if they'll bring in something to replace it, but we won't find that out till much later. Yeah. All right. And there's our final card. So like I said, you could totally bling this up with some rhinestones and all that. But just as it is, especially if you have to make a bunch of cards, this is just such a great way to do some stamping, get a gorgeous result, and not spend too much time on this. So that is our 5 in colors right there represented for you. And I hope you enjoyed seeing some simple stamping, realizing that you actually don't need to have a ton of supplies to be able to create some really beautiful stuff. So thanks for watching. If you want to use my, oh darn it, that's my old hostess code. Please ignore that one. Online, I do have my new hostess code for the month of, what month is it? April. The month of April posted. And the Stampin' storage that's come out has been so popular. I am actually, if you're spending $60 or more, I am throwing in the storage topper. I figured it's a great one because even if you're not buying the storage, that storage topper can just sit on your desktop, and it's a great way to hold all of your re-inkers so that they're not just kind of rolling all over the place. So it's one of those pieces that whether you're planning on going all in with the storage system or just need to keep some re-inkers safely on your desk, it's a wonderful one. So I will put my current hostess code into the comments of this post. You can also see it online. I posted it on Tuesday, so yesterday, along with that special with the storage topper. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next Wednesday with another video. Bye!